Imagine this for a moment. You're standing inside a quiet brownstone on New York's Upper East Side. No entourage, no flashing cameras, no publicists sprinting around. Just you and one other person. The kind of silence that feels almost heavy. Then suddenly someone steps forward, straightens their posture, and in a booming, ceremonial voice announces, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. But here's what makes the moment feel almost surreal. There is no one else in the room. No audience. No dignitaries. Not even a handful of staff to justify the formality. Just an echo in an empty room. And yes, this bizarre moment didn't come from a satirical TV show. It happened during Meghan Markle's Harper's Bazaar profile. And honestly, that one strange, echoing announcement summarized almost everything that would go wrong in what was supposed to be her perfectly orchestrated comeback moment. What was meant to reestablish her relevance ended up exposing cracks she likely never intended the public to see. This was supposed to be Meghan's polished return. Her reminder to the world that she's still influential, still powerful, still the wronged heroine in her own story. Instead, it unfolded like a quiet, uncomfortable unraveling captured frame by frame. The photos that melted down social media. Let's start where the internet started. The photos. The moment Harper's Bazaar revealed the images, social media exploded. Not the excited kind of explosion magazines hope for, the confused kind. The what happened here kind. People weren't just unimpressed. They were stunned. Because these were the photos chosen for a highly anticipated comeback feature. And yet they looked awkward, oddly framed, and strangely emotionless. Some joked online that she looked like she was holding in a sneeze. Others recreated her now infamous wide-leg stance, the one that's already been meme material for months. Comment sections turned into full roast sessions. One person wrote, "Who did she upset at Harper's Bazaar to end up with these?" Another said, "This feels like sabotage. These can't possibly be the best shots." Even supporters who normally defend her didn't know what to say. Because the intended concept was obvious. Barefoot, minimal makeup, natural lighting. The classic down-to-earth Meghan presentation. But the result? She didn't seem grounded. She looked uncomfortable. She didn't seem natural. She seemed staged. Her posture felt tense. Her expressions looked overly rehearsed. Every image felt like she was trying hard to portray ease, instead of actually feeling it. This was meant to be the shoot that reconnected Meghan with the public emotionally. Instead, it reminded people why these curated, authentic moments often fall flat. The empty room announcement and what it revealed. Now, let's go back to that strange announcement, because this is the part that truly shaped the tone of the interview. The journalist arrived at a friend's Manhattan brownstone where Meghan was staying during the shoot. As they entered the room, the house manager stepped forward and, with full royal gravity, declared, "Meghan, Duchess of Sussex." But again, it was said to no one. There was no room full of guests. No event, no reason for formality. Just the journalist and Meghan, and unbelievably, this wasn't even the only time it happened. During an earlier part of the reporting at the La Brea Tar Pits in Los Angeles, someone also announced her title as if she were stepping into a royal ballroom. 2 different locations, 2 empty rooms, 2 official-sounding declarations. Royal experts wasted no time weighing in. Some called it theatrical. Others said it bordered on parody. The New York Post even described the moment as comically self-important. Because here's the truth most people recognize. When someone truly commands respect, their presence doesn't need to be announced. But for Meghan, that title is more than a formality. It's the symbol she clings to. The one thing that sets her apart in a city full of celebrities fighting for attention. And in that empty room, her need for the introduction felt less royal and more revealing. It wasn't protocol. It wasn't tradition. It was insecurity, spoken aloud. The STEM school photos, heartwarming or awkward. Next came the photos that were supposed to capture empowerment. Meghan with young girls from a STEM academy at the La Brea Tar Pits. On paper, it sounded perfect. A successful woman inspiring future scientists. But the reality? Witnesses described the energy as stiff and uncomfortable. and the photos reflected it. Some girls squinted like the sun was in their eyes. Others stared off in random directions. A few had that unmistakable "can we go now" expression. Not one face radiated genuine excitement or spontaneity, and this is a pattern people have noticed for a long time. Meghan's projects often sound meaningful, but the images, the actual human interactions, sometimes lack natural warmth. Too polished, too controlled, too focused on optics. Even on Reddit this week, users compared these awkward pictures to earlier moments where Meghan's interactions felt overly orchestrated. Another example of a good idea struggling in execution. The comments about Harry and why they raised flags. But perhaps the most discussed part of the profile was her commentary about Prince Harry. Her words were meant to sound tender, but instead they raised eyebrows. She said, "No one in the world loves me more than him." She placed her hand on her heart and described his love as bold and full, but noticeably absent any mention of her love for him. She didn't talk about their bond. She didn't talk about mutual support. She didn't describe their shared experiences. She only spoke about his devotion. Experts immediately noticed the imbalance. When someone emphasizes how deeply a partner loves them, but not how they feel in return, it often signals a carefully constructed narrative, a way of shaping perception rather than sharing emotion. Some even called it a preemptive defense, the kind of detail someone highlights before a shift or separation becomes public. One viewer put it simply, "It sounded like PR, not love." And this comes after months of new rumors, including reports that Harry appears isolated and overwhelmed in California, while sources close to Meghan suggest she's frustrated that his Hollywood momentum hasn't taken off. So when her comments sound rehearsed, scripted, almost protective of her public image, people notice, because it didn't feel like she was talking to Harry. It felt like she was talking to us, shaping the story before anyone else can. The comeback that became a reveal. This Harper's Bazaar feature was positioned as Meghan's reset, the glossy comeback, the new chapter. But instead, piece by piece, it exposed the very vulnerabilities she hoped to hide. The stiff, unflattering photos, the ceremonial title announcements in empty rooms, the awkward moments with the students, the carefully phrased comments about Harry. It created a portrait of someone trying desperately to control its narrative that keeps slipping away. Because when you need your title announced to an empty room, when your authentic images feel forced, when your affection toward your husband sounds like a press release, people start to ask deeper questions about identity, confidence, and the need for constant validation. This wasn't the triumphant comeback Harper's Bazaar planned. It became something far more revealing. And in an unexpected twist, this feature dropped just as new reports surfaced in early November, suggesting that Meghan is preparing for a major reinvention ahead of 2025, adding even more fuel to the public's fascination with where her story goes next. Harper's Bazaar wanted a polished profile. What they captured instead was the quiet story beneath the surface, a story Meghan never intended to show.